What's going on, guys? It's Shanang, the Anabolic Asian, and welcome to my mom's kitchen table. And today we're going to do something a little bit different, answering questions and myths that I get regarding weight loss. But before we begin, I want you guys to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. And also remember, I am not a doctor or a dietitian, so you should listen to those people. I'm just some random Asian guy on the internet. This is for entertainment purposes only. With that out of the way, guys, this is basically all the things that I've learned through my weight loss or weight maintenance progress, and also the questions that I've been asked, find answering repetitively or just surprised that people are unaware of it. So we're gonna go through a list of 7 of these questions or myths. First things first, does calories in, calories out work? Yes. Question, let's bring it back. Let me explain. If calories in, calories out didn't work, we would be defying the laws of thermodynamics.
In this house, we obey the laws of thermodynamics.
How this works is basically you have your calories in and your calories out. So these are 2 different boxes. People always get confused with this box in the middle, the third box. In that equation, this box here, how you burn your calories are going to be different depending on your genetics and a whole bunch of other stuff. But at the end of the day, if the out box is lower than your maintenance, you're going to lose weight. But if it's higher than your maintenance, then you're gonna gain weight. That's all. It depends on what your goals are. That's it. The follow-up question to that is always, how do I work out my maintenance calories? Well, the thing that you need to hear, but what you don't want to hear is, it's trial and error. There's just no possible accurate way to work out what your maintenance calories is other than trial and error. The first and most popular way to calculate this is using a TDEE calculator, which is your total daily energy expenditure calculator. So all you gotta do is go online, search TDEE calculator, and you'll find it. You just put in your body fat, height, weight, etc. However, this is still not very accurate because it's gonna make assumptions. As I mentioned before, that third box in the middle on how your body burns calories is going to vary significantly to the next person. But it is a good starting point, roughly gauge where it is, then tweak it. The other methodology, which is the method that I would recommend, is calculate everything you currently eat. Everything. Don't change anything. What you're eating, calculate it. Then you know what you're eating roughly. Eat less than that and you will lose weight. If you eat more than that, you will gain weight. Okay, I know what you're thinking. I can hear you. You are saying,
but Shanang, I calculated my maintenance and I ate under and I still gained weight.
Well, let me first call you out and say that you did not measure correctly. I want to ask you, did you measure the oil? Did you measure how much salad you put in? Did you measure the sauce? Did you measure the butter, etc.? Did you measure every possible thing that you put in your mouth, except for maybe water, because water is basically zero. Anyway, once you do that, you'll be able to calculate correctly. Shanang, I'm too lazy to calculate every single thing I eat. How do you expect me to spend 7 hours a day calculating all my calories of every single thing that I eat every single day, every single week of the year? It's not like you're eating 100 different things at once, right? I want you to think about this realistically. You calculate something once, and you know what that number is, you know how much it weighs, you know the size. It's not going to change if you're eating the same portion every single time. Which means if you eat similar things, doesn't necessarily need to be the same thing. Most of the time, you're gonna know what those numbers are. To get over eating the same meal all the time, what you need to do is you start with one, then you slowly expand your recipe repertoire, and then you get a collection of foods that you know what the calories are. Now I know what you're gonna say.
Shanang, I like variety in my foods and my foodie adventures.
That's fine, but I want you to be realistic about yourself. Do you really eat more than 10 to 20 different types of foods every single day? If you do, that's great. Have fun with it. But if you want to lose weight, 10 different foods or 15 different foods, know all of them in and out, and eat those foods. And I will assure you, this will help you with your weight loss journey. I get this question about labels. What's important? There's so much on the food label. I don't know how to calculate stuff. All this extra stuff is noise. What you need to look at is the 100 mils or the 100 gram portion and how many calories, or if you're in Australia, how many kilojoules it is, because then all you need to do, if you know what it is at 100 grams, you weigh out how much you eat or drink, then use that 100 grams or 100 mil calculation. So for example, if you're eating 80 grams, then what you would do is 80 divided by 100 multiplied by the calories it gives you. That's it. A bonus thing, how do you convert calories, kilojoules? First of all, you can just Google it. Second of all, 1 calorie equals 4.184 kilojoules. Also, another bonus thing, you may find sometimes the label lies to you. As you guys are fully aware, this is a soft drink. Yes, it has no sugar in it, has basically no calories, but they've given it a health star rating of 4. I'm no rocket scientist, but I feel like that soda water should realistically be a rating of 4 stars, considering water is 5 stars.
But you know, what about the macros? I need to calculate my proteins, my carbs, and my fats so that I can build heaps of muscle.
You only really need 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Not even that, maybe even 0.7 to 0.8, which means I would probably only need about 150 grams. I ate 220 grams, which is a lot. If you're incorporating protein, maybe about 20 to 30 grams for every one of your meals throughout the day, you will for sure hit your protein. In terms of protein versus carbs versus fat, the reason why we want proteins and carbs over fat is because 1 gram of protein or carbs equals 4 calories. However, 1 gram of fat is 9 calories, which means it's more than double the calories of carbs and proteins. So having less fat means it's going to be lower in calories. Carbs and protein have the same amount of calories. But why do people prefer protein over carbs? It's because protein has a satiation effect, so it's going to keep you full for longer. And that's why I would recommend having a protein source over carbs, but it doesn't necessarily mean you can't eat carbs. As from my full day of eating, I had 400 grams of carbs and 220 grams of protein. It's all about balance, guys. You can still have carbs. Don't be a carbophobe, be a calophobe. This ties into the next question. How often should I eat? Well, I eat 5 times a day. That's because by eating around 4 to 5 times a day, you're going to maximize your muscle protein synthesis. However, that doesn't necessarily mean you cannot have more or less. It depends on the type of person you are. Some people will just have 1 meal a day. They'll just fast the whole day and just have everything at once and call it a day. Myself, I like having foods throughout the day to maintain my hunger level. So when I get hungry, I'll just eat. But as mentioned, it's entirely up to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At the point where you're eating 6 or 7 times a day, it means you're eating like every 1 to 2 hours, which just seems inconvenient in my opinion. My recommendation is 4 to 5 times to maximize your muscle protein synthesis. However, you're just looking for weight loss, it doesn't matter, because even if you spread those calories out over 5 versus condensing it into 3, it's still the same amount of calories. And as you know, we cannot break the laws of thermodynamics. All right, so the very, very last question. How much cardio do I need to do in order to get super, super lean or lose weight? Well, you might be surprised. The answer is absolutely 0. Why? Because doing cardio only influences how many calories you're burning, not the amount of calories you're inputting. If you are already eating at a deficit, doing cardio, what do you think that's gonna do? That's gonna make you in even more of a deficit. So you're gonna lose weight for sure. However, if you didn't do that cardio, you would have still gone down weight anyways, because you're still eating below your maintenance. And I have proven this myself. I wouldn't recommend this. This is why I'm not a doctor or a dietitian. I just did it for purely experimental purposes only. I lost 28 kilos by doing 0 cardio, and it was all diet deficit, just to prove to myself that it was possible. So I've done it, so you don't have to do it. Reason why I would recommend doing cardio is because it'll make your life easier. One, because you're burning more calories, that also means you can eat more. And we all love eating. I know you like eating. Some of you don't like eating, and that's okay. For the 99% of us, we love eating. If you're doing cardio, you can actually eat more because you're burning more calories. The other thing as well is it trains the most important muscle in the body. It's not the biceps, all right? The most important muscle is your heart. By doing cardio, you're improving your heart, which then extends your life. And don't we all want to have a little bit more of life in us? Anyway, guys, that is it from the video. If you haven't done so already, remember to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you get informed as these videos come out. Because I make these videos weekly. It could be about diet like this one. It could be a recipe for you to use and incorporate in your diet. It could just be story time once I feel like talking about stuff. Let me know down in the comment section about what you thought of this style of video since it's new on the channel. Anyway guys, I'm Shenang, the Anabolic Asian, and I'm out.